10 p.m. This is to advise the general public and to instruct that it be recorded in the minutes that in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, entitled the Open Public Meetings Act, the Runnymede Board of Education calls to be posted at the Borough Hall, Runnymede Post Office, Marygold School, Lyme Bingham School, and Grace Downing School, and advertise in the retrospect a meeting notice setting forth the time, date, and locations of this meeting. Roll call.
Patricia Adair.
Here.
Angel Baby is absent. Charles Buckheim.
Present.
Naomi Davidson.
Present.
Maria Panzarella.
Here.
Patty Smith is absent. Samantha Spalding.
Here.
Lynn Terrell, absent. John Ward, absent. There is a quorum.
Okay, at this time, there is a revised agenda. So I would just like to take a few minutes to go through it. So if we go through, obviously 1, 2, 3, and 4 are just, there's nothing that needs to be said there. Also 5. This evening we have no special presentations. I did receive correspondence that was just on top of my packet, which is the board copy of Mrs. Thomas's retirement letter, which we all have now. She just gave the board a copy, so just wanted to let you guys know that. Yeah. Well, now
She's been here long enough, I know.
Yes. The secretary's report and superintendent reports are all attached. Principal's report, all of the reports are attached. Under new business, property and transportation, we just have some kickball and dance, kickball game. Is that a kickball game?
Kickball tournament.
Kickball tournament. Wow, I'm gonna have to dust off my shoes. And the all-purpose room and dance. Are they both the same day?
That's the same day, yeah, and this is the dance for the 5th graders,
Oh.
transition from elementary school to
Holy darn.
middle school, so that will be predominantly a 5th grade oriented dance. And it's always interesting to see their interactions with those activities.
What grade is it? Fourth grade? Oh, okay. Well, I just will go on record and say, I remember going shopping and the outfit I wore to my 5th grade dance. So that was a big deal back in Runnymede when we were younger, so I don't think there's any issues there. Field trips.
Just the men of distinction, the girls in action, going up to read to the kids like they did last year.
Okay.
Down at school, they did a field trip today to the Ronald McDonald House, where they were put to work in the facility. Help spruce the place up a little bit. They did the washing cars, worked with a couple kids. So it was good for them to see that. The kids were very reflective when they came back. How good someone would have it compared to those kids who were.
Yes.
So this was nice.
On item 3, Butch had just told me, because he was looking at the agenda, my 100 feet should be 400 feet there.
400
The
feet?
viewing range, yeah.
Okay. So you'll see that there's 20 upgraded exterior cameras, which unfortunately, we need. And they have night vision and high resolution viewing of 400 feet, not 100 feet. We're just going over the agenda at this time, John. We're still under property and transportation. See if anybody has any questions. And then what is this? Remove
This is,
new doors.
yeah, that's
Okay.
required by the fire marshal. So
Okay.
we're going to start with Bingham School. It has a little bit more doorways. And we went out and asked for some proposals from 3 different companies. One did not provide us with a quote. The other one was higher than Hadnock Smith, and I've already talked to somebody else who used these, and they were quite happy.
They were good.
So I think it's a good price.
So this is just for Bingham School?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions, concerns? That's the fire rated doors that we need.
We discussed that before, so
Yes,
maybe that
yes,
was,
yes.
that
It
was
was
a
coming.
safety issue.
Okay. There's some changes under personnel, which we will discuss at a later time, but for right now, the addendum will just have 3. We have Mr. Bongo, who received a position in another district, so he will be leaving us.
Tentatively set for May 10th.
He will be leaving us after testing.
We'll have one more week of 4th grade testing the following week. That's usually our least impactful to the coverage of various classes, because it's only fourth grade. Next week we start seventh, eighth, following is fifth and sixth, so we'll kind of get thrown in there. So we'll be fine. We have plenty of
Next week
people.
is 7th and 8th, I'm sorry.
Next week is seventh and eighth.
Right.
Monday through Thursday. The following week is fifth and sixth. And the week after that, I believe the week of the 13th is Monday through Friday, fourth grade students. We have Miss Callahan, who's usually on hand for that, all weeks of testing. Mrs. Beatty's here. We have plenty of coverage issues that last week. Next week's a little harder week because seventh and eighth grade, we also have a lot of students who are testing various locations in the building, so staff is kind of maxed out, but I'm in the process of creating a schedule to fit in. Like we do every year. So it's good.
And then there are two, and again, that, his letter stated or prior, so that was up to his, he requested that. And also, we have, two wonderful longtime teachers retiring, which, of course, we do with regret. We wish them the best. We'll do that publicly as well. Under finance, C, transfers, professional development workshops.
If I could just state
Oh, go ahead.
about the one for Mr. Otero, nonviolent crisis intervention, CPI training. If you have any students in your district where you're required to have that, a teacher's required to have that CPI training, we've had the staff trained as a whole in the past by somebody you bring in. Ms. Otero will attend this 4-day function, and it looks like a lot of money there, $2,000. But last year, just when we brought, and she'll be able to train our entire staff in all 3 buildings in the future. In the past, when you had somebody come in last spring, I believe it was, the training was $2,600, and that was only for 4 staff members. So having somebody in-house trained will save us in future years. And she is definitely somebody who works with students of all ages and ranges, and she's a great candidate to do that. She'll train all our staff at future dates. So that's why if it looks like it's a big chunk, the cost in the long run is well worth the bang for the buck.
So she'll turnkey this.
She'll turnkey all that stuff.
Okay.
So let's say at the end of May, we have a student that comes in the district and, we need to train a teacher or staff members on, boom, she's good to go.
Okay. So we have payment of bills on the back, renewal of Archway, payment of unused vacation days for Dr. Ward, emergency generator, set plan maintenance agreement. Was that just a new agreement that we have?
No, each year,
You have
so
to
we have
update
one,
that?
yeah.
That's yearly, okay. Just another shared service, like a agreement there for number 7. That's actually through the ACES program.
Which is, yeah, the shared
Yeah.
service arrangement, correct, and they won the bid, so they sent me all this paperwork
Okay.
to get it board approved, and I'll sign off on it and send it back.
Number 9, the resolution. Department of Ed opposing the recommendation of the New Jersey Department of Ed to provide funding based upon the attendance. So they're trying to pay us, fund us based on attendance?
Student attendance instead of enrollment.
What?
Yes, yes,
I-
yes. And
So do you want me to read this aloud? I have to read this entire thing tonight?
it's up to you, I mean,
Well,
it's long,
do we just
but-
wanna, well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's appropriate that I read it,
yeah.
correct? Okay. I just wanna make that notice myself.
Could you imagine just the extra burden of keeping track of every student in the state?
Oh,
It's
they're already
not
done,
just
it.
that.
yeah, it's already done for most part.
That's already
Not so
done.
much here, but
Really?
some districts, wow.
Could you imagine?
And when we have a good attendance rate, but we
Absolutely.
also have, administrators that are on top of it and that are, and police that,
But look at the percentage they're using, 96%.
96?
That's very
Yeah,
high.
yeah, yeah.
That's extremely high.
Yeah, and the point that they're trying to make is, you have to fund your schools, not based on when the kids come to school. I mean, if they don't come to school, you still have to pay for the bus,
Mhm.
you still have to pay for the teachers, you still have to pay for the textbook, so it's crazy.
I don't understand the logic behind who recommended that.
I
But-
guess lack
What they should do is go after the schools that have the horrible attendance.
And punish
Just-
them, not, yeah.
Not the whole state. That's just like-
Wow. We're driving. It's not fun. I'll be right there to get you, hon.
Right, right.
No problem.
We actually do that now when they call
Yes,
the police.
yes,
when-
you
when
do.
the kid doesn't show up. So we go to make sure either we bring them in or, parent calls them out or whatever.
Well, you might have some more overtime in that department because
Not
you might
overtime,
be picking a few more up.
Plus, I don't understand how you raise the percentage because there's a state law, I believe it's 92%. You must maintain a 92% attendance rate. So how can they just say, well, we're not gonna provide a limit?
That's amazing.
2013, the world of
Yeah, John
education.
Donahue, who's heavily involved in New Jersey School Boards Association, he's really on top of this, and he's, I think he's even proposing some legislation or bills, whatever, that kind of go to the fact that you're circumventing current, the current laws or whatever the calculation is right now. So he's really gonna have on this, so we'll see what happens.
Any other questions on number 9?
It's a ride home after they're in detention for coming in late, just so you know.
Mhm.
That's my job.
Number 10 is data. Like, just their license to participate with them, correct? A yearly
Yeah,
cost,
for
so a
that.
yearly cost. And then number 11 is a resolution that needs to be read authorizing vendors.
Awarded
Well,
them.
that's for Northeast Mechanical and their other division, Electrical Services, because they're in the Ed Data program as well, and they're the ones that came, actually, they are the lowest one to begin with and have the air conditioning units.
Okay.
So I wanted to get this approved because they want a commitment from us so that they can start ordering equipment for next year.
I know they work very well with other districts,
Yes.
so, very close by, like, so. It's good.
And I met with the vice president and Butch did, and
Good.
2 other representatives.
So that they, in essence, would be in place for next year.
Come this summer as soon as, for the, so we can get
Started
started
at the beginning if we do of next year. Whatever it's like.
beginning of July.
So, read this resolution aloud as well?
Okay.
So number 12, I believe, is just a line item adjustment, right?
It's actually just to make sure that it's detailed in our board minutes, because I could not find it previously for
Okay.
salary, so I wanna make sure it's in there, because that's one of the things that the grants look for.
Okay, so that the, for RTI is all,
What's RTI?
she was one of the,
She's our LLP.
her response to intervention. Were you here when they did the presentation?
Yes.
So one of their salaries is all funded
By that
through
grant?
Title I.
Yeah.
Under curriculum, we have a homebound student, and attached to our agenda was the 3-year educational technology plan that Mr. Iannucci and other people have worked
Mrs.
on.
Schroeder's, Ms. Augustine, a couple teachers, administrators helped us out with.
So it's attached for you to review for 2013 and 2016. Under policy and public relations, we have the Camden County Elementary League membership resolution that I will read.
Is this for all of the sports that are offered here that we're in this? Okay.
Just a few. Basketball and then
Well,
field hockey,
ironically,
soccer.
that was one of my questions, but everybody's one of those. I have what boards participates in for their schools, not as a school board member, as a non member. Do I know what our school district, they don't run a school board member, obviously, in Belmar, but they want to know what league our students participate in.
Camden
They
County
don't have
Elementary.
soccer or anything, that's.
They're in this league.
They have
But
softball and
they don't
baseball.
have-
They have softball and baseball.
We don't have baseball, but they don't have soccer, and because of our soccer program in this town, all of a sudden, we have an onslaught of Belmar people coming.
Oh, I know, I said that to you the other night, even for
Exactly,
baseball.
yes.
I
So
saw
anyway,
that.
they wanted to know, they're like, well, who do you play? And I'm like,
They're in this.
Come back here.
They're in this league as
Okay.
well. You know, some middle schools have wrestling and
Right.
other sports too, just FYI,
Just letting you know that.
just letting you guys know.
Is that Camden County as well? Spalding.
That would be
That
Western
wrestling
Farm
would be-
Administrators.
Well,
Is
Belmar is.
no,
Is
does
wrestling-
So is
wrestling
wrestling
take
part
part?
of
Camden
Camden County League.
Camden County Elementary League, there is a wrestling.
see, I mean, now we have like
It's a
world
lot of
champion
emotion.
wrestlers in Runnymede, we might wanna think about that.
National.
I'm sorry, world, national, it's all the same.
I don't think any of the schools that participate in our division, the smaller division, I think it's one of the larger school districts that have the wrestling.
Well, by the time this world champion makes vaults, maybe they will be.
Just gotta make sure.
Buddy.
Yeah, like Gloucester Township, their middle schools do.
CW Lewis Mullen,
See that, but our middle school, Belmar, and people are making one. Yeah, Glen Landing has one, and Lewis has one, and Milton has
Mount
one.
doesn't, Magnolia doesn't.
No.
Burnell doesn't.
None of them do. So, with that being said, we'll look into that at a later date. And then, normal, everyday affairs. We will be going into an executive session, just so I can update the board on some things. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else, unless anybody has any questions for the work session. Maybe Naomi can go out for a half hour to talk, to watch the rest of her son's game, because we can't resume the regular
Yeah.
meeting until
Yeah.
7 o'clock.
We can-
So I need a
It's time to
recess
recess.
at this time now, sorry.
That's okay.
Time to recess, 6:27.